I want to clean this up this year. All this, just some buckthorn and some smaller trees that are uh, very baby, that are kind of dried out and dead. And I mean, some of the stuff is just buckthorn, but some of it's not. But I really want to scrape it and grade it down so it's less messy. But I also love the fact that it's so natural looking. So I may or may not do anything to it. I might just cut some paths through it for my own liking so I can come down here a little easier. I do have visions of grandeur, rose gardens and various gardens here, but this being a very wilderness spot alongside the river, it is in the realm of expectation to think that critters are going to get at whatever I put in. So I have to come to reasonable expectations and conclusions about this. And a lot of this big driftwood that was here, there was a giant limb off this oak that's gone. When the ice froze and broke loose, it took it with it, which is kind of cool, I guess. I actually like that log. It was good to launch the kayak out of. But, you know, must have been some seriously powerful ice. The ice comes right up here, you know, and it latches on to this limb. And for the longest time, I believe this limb was actually alive and watering the whole tree, which is pretty cool. Here's a piece of it left, just a little piece, but there was a giant trunk going down into this water. It's now no longer there, and the water level's up quite high. So there must have been some giant iceberg that this thing got froze into down here, and when it let loose, it took off and yanked it right off. So I guess you won't be getting water from that anymore. I mean, really, you could spend a couple lifetimes down here trimming and pruning, probably. There's the next lot line over there, way over there. Visions of grandeur. Little hut right there. Roll my jet ski up into. Water's up pretty high. Look at the chunk of ice. It sounds pretty, just to listen. This water level will go down and there'll be a few more feet. This is actually up very high. I'd say that's about 3 or 4 feet up, if you ask me, from normal. Because normally this is a dirt ledge you got to jump down to get down to the river. And it's just real pretty. Real nice property. But nothing has ever, I think, been done with this natural space here. We got this little stuff, and I can appreciate little critters eating seeds and appreciating it and utilizing it to get by and grow. But I think that buckthorn is really just invasive. It doesn't really do anything for anybody, especially me. And this is enough larger. Got a couple honey locusts here, it looks like. And there's big oaks and this big pine tree here. Another big one over there. And these ones are doing okay, probably until someday they fall in or whatever. But yeah, it'd be nice to clean this up. Birds are always chirping around back in here. But there's raspberry too, and I'm sure they're after that. And I could clean up these these trees here, get a pole saw and a chainsaw and clean them up. These folks over here have just stripped their frontage. They stripped it. I used to have trees but like that, but and you're not supposed to touch this, the DNR or the, yeah, I believe it's the DNR that regulates these river frontages, says you cannot interfere from like the hill down. I mean, you can trim, but you're not allowed to remove established large trees. That's kind of the law about it, but who's gonna know? You know, who's gonna know unless someone tunes you in? It's like that for a reason. You're not supposed to interfere with it. This little stuff can go, but the big stuff can stay. And it would be nice to get it real nice and clean. Get this brush hauled out of here. It's awful steep though. Parts of this are awful steep. And then, like I said, put a little dock right here. Removable, self-floating dock. They got a guy that comes and does it, $100 or 200. It's $100. They put the posts, receptacles in, and they come in and they do it every year for $100. $100 in, $100 out. That's what I'm told. The guy has like a little concrete barge, comes by and does it. But yeah, it'd be really easy to get at now. Chainsaw all this little stuff, just run through here. Spend a whole day just rearing through here. Haul the stuff out. Maybe just throw it in the river, huh? It's probably illegal too. Leave the big trees and plant some cool stuff. I would like to develop it into layered gardens so that it doesn't just get reclaimed by buckthorn. And then, you know, you'd have your maintenance, sawing. A lot of these things are really easy. You can pull them right out. The roots come right with it, which is lucky. You got dead branches and stuff. You could get the pole saw out and go to town back here. And you can just have a bonfire pit right here and it'd be something to do. But, yeah, that is what it is. Real big oak right here. Hope it lives a long time. Just getting home after being gone for 3 months. I don't know where to start. I got a stack of mail to go through. But, that's all I got. Nothing important going on here. Just a little update on life file. You'll see big trees coming down here, and got some garbage coming up here. Actually hasn't been very much garbage since I've lived here, and coming up. Just a rare time. I'm sure it floats down the river. You'll see whole huge trees floating through here, especially this time of year.